We'll revise. Now it is revision of the Shanti Gita.
Here, this one is which verse and chapter?
It is the beginning of the book. We're revising the entire Shanti Gita now.
Okay, so now we say reviewing.
How do you say? Revision. Or reviewing. Yeah.
Review. Let me know when you're starting.
Om Asatu ma sadgamaya tamasho ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritangamaya avirabir maidhi rudro jatte dakshinamukam tenamang pahi nityam tenamang pahi nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace. So today, we are here to read the Shanti Gita again, but I think that what we have read, most of you have forgotten, because that is the natural rule. I also forgot. So now, it's better to revise the entire Shanti Gita, what we read for so many, 2 years almost. I see that we started this reading around March, end of beginning of March and like that. So yes, March 3 was the starting date. So almost 2 years, 21, 22, 23. 2 years we read this book. But what we read, when we read, but we forgot what we read. I'll also forget now, even if I say again tomorrow, forget. But it's better to recapitulate, not again going to another 2 years for revising like that, but better to do synoptically, quickly rewriting over the entire book to get an overall idea. So we are starting today to start second time this book, what it implies and how it came out, what is the background and what is the teaching. So this book is at the very beginning, there are some prayers that is natural to start with. Any spiritual text we start, we read those. Now it is Mangalacharan they call that is the salutation to all pervading Lord Vishnu, who is the witness of the universe, who is the basis of all the illusory forces called Maya, and who is the serene truth alone, self-effulgent and unmanifest in his real nature. I offer salutation to that reverend supreme Guru, whose words reveal the extremely profound and supreme truth of Brahman, who proclaims the oneness of the absolute and individual self, who leads the seekers of liberation to the absolute blissful state, who pacifies the deluded person's agitated mind, and the very soul destroys all the doubts of the mind. So it is any time we read this, that is the major thing. We could do the Guru Pranam. Guru Pranam, and we crave the blessings of the great grace of God and Guru. Now it is the introduction, how it started. It's a beautiful scenario. Its history is that Vikhyati Pandavi Vangshe Nipeshu Janame Jayo Tasya Putra Maharajo Satanika Mahamati. So, Ekada saw Suchivai Mitre Bestito Rajamandire Upavishta Stuyamane Magadhe Sutapandiri. So one day the wise emperor, whose name was Satanika, who is the son of the renowned great king called Janamejaya, a descendant of Pandava dynasty. The Pandava dynasty coming down to Arjuna, Arjuna descendant to come to Janamejaya, to his this Satanika, is the king. Now he was sitting in his court with his ministers, and that was the style of early days. There will be many holy people in the court. It is not only a royal court, but it is guided by the rishis. So he was like that. He was sitting with the friends and the singers. The suta means the singers, chanters. In the every courthouse, there are some people who was to praise the Lord, praise the emperor, praise the king. So they are called sutas. Suta singers are also singers who have the tremendous memory. They can relate the stories of the past and future. If sometimes they have heard in one place, that's why they call Suta. Suta is a class of people, extraordinary intelligence who could remember everything. So there is Suta singers of Magadha, Providence, and they are singing. Magadha means present Bihar, is it not? Magadha. Present Bihar, so that name is mentioned here. No, anyhow, the king, his name was Satanika, and he was sitting in his royal court and surrounded by all his ministers. Singhasanam Arudha Mahendra Sadrishan Prabha Nana Vakurasala Pui Pandite Sahamodita. He was very much enjoying as he mounted on the throne, the king is sitting. He was shining like God, Indra, the powerful Indra, like the king of gods, was delighted in the spirited conversation with the scholars. They used to always, the kings were also the knowers of Brahman. So that is the speciality of India. Kings are not only fighting and going to conquer other kingdom. That is not the idea. India never did that. To rule the people means to love like a child. Everyone should be treated like the king should think that everyone is subject to his son, like a daughter, to how they should be protected from evil and all this. So, and they used to keep their mind in a lofty level. So, there was discussing, various scholars were kept in the royal court and they're discussing various topics. And at that time, they're doing like that. At that time, what happened? समागत प्रसन्नात्मा तेजो राशि तपोभिः एतस्मिन् समये श्रीमान शांत ब्रत महातपा. So one great says, Shanta Brata is his name. Shanta Brata. Brata is what is oath or resolution. He will be in peace always. It is the name given to a sage, and that great sage came, entered into the king, into the palace, and that they are always free. The sages were free to move anywhere, and the kings will respect them because they are the man of perfection, man of wisdom. So, when they are discussing, scholars were discussing, and the king Shantabrata was discussing. At that time, Shantabrata entered, and when the king was, what is his name?
John Major.
John Major, Sataniko. Sataniko was discussing with the scholars and spiritual issues, and suddenly that Shantabrata sage appeared in the court. And as soon as it came, Raja Darshana Samato Mitra Bandhavai prathito bhakti bhavena harsha utpalla manasa. That's a great respect. A holy man comes, he may not have that money, but he has the wisdom. So as soon as he came, the king stood up. At the very sight of the sage, the king naturally, reverentially, and cheerfully stood up with delightful mind, stood up. And not only he stood up, his whole ministers stood up, and friends and companions. And then what they did? Not only stood up, but pranamyo vinaya panna pravhi bhavena saddhaya nado singhasanam tasmai chu upaveshana akankshaya. That's a great honor. He has come, the king, then what is this? Overwhelmed with humility. Overwhelmed with humility, pranamma vinaya apanna. Being very much humble and polite. And with devotion, the king stood up and saluted, prostrated, lay flat at the feet of the sage Shantabrata. And then he offered his own seat, the throne, to the. This is the uniqueness of India. A monk comes, a holy man comes, the king will stood up and give his own throne. Respect for the spirituality. So overwhelmed with humility, politeness, and devotion, the king prostrated at his feet. Then he offered his throne to the sage, wishing him to be seated there. Then Padyam Argham Yatha Jagyam Bhakti Juktena Chetasa Divyasane Shamasinam Munim Shantabratam Nipa. When the sage Shantabrata took his seat on his heavenly throne, the royal throne, the king, in a befitting manner and with a mind full of devotion, offered water to fetch his feet. Clear, see the royal personality falling at the feet of a penniless beggar and washing his feet and giving due honor and padyam and argham, all those respect. And papracho vinaya vinata swastham kushalang tapasa tataha muni provacho sarvatra sukham sarvo sukhanmayat. The king then humbly asked Shantabrata, asked the Rishi Shantabrata, how is your health and how is your spiritual practices and the welfare? Is there any disturbance from anyone? Anyone disturbing your spiritual practice like that? Because king had the responsibility to protect. The sage replied, the happiness with which everybody is connected, that is verily the happiness. That means I am happy, everyone is happy in your kingdom. You're such a great king, and so I am happy. Everyone, I am happy with the happiness of all. Asmakam kushalang rajan raggah kushalata sada satchannang rajadehasya rajasya kushalang vada. Now, the Shantabrata, the sage said, Asmakam kushalam. We are, our side is good, okay. What about, O king, about your well-being? O king, our well-being always is verily the well-being of the king. If the king is good, all the subjects will be happy. So we are happy with your happiness. Therefore, please tell me about how is your health and the welfare of the kingdom, how it is going on. Everything is okay with you? This is the exchange. Raja, then the king said, Raju Vasu. Raju, what he said? Yatra Brahman Idrishas Tapusa Anishanam Tishtan Virajeto Tatra Kushalam Kushalepshaya. They see it will be all auspicious. Because where a auspicious person like you, Shantabrata, says you leave that place and that kingdom will be all peaceful. And glory to the austerity and purity of the holy people. So he said, the king said, O Brahman, in a kingdom where an ascetic like you are Santabrata, great ascetic, you is constantly engaged in austere practices. You are doing for the good of all of us, no? So you are there and you are observing your austere practices and meditation and other things. Their happiness emerges naturally out of its own accord. There is no glory of the king or anything. Your austerity, your sadhana is helping the whole kingdom. See how respectful relationship that they had. Kshemamurte prasadeno bhavato subhadrishtita dehe gehe shubham rajye shanti me vartate sada. Giving the glory not with my, I am a great king, I am ruling rightly, see, everything is going on perfectly, arrogance and all. There is no touch of such things. Here we find, he is saying, Shema Murte Prasadena, by the welfare and wellness of my family and the peace in this kingdom, there are all times due to you, your protected blessings and your gracious glance. Shema Murte Prasadena, by the grace of yours, they have all the compassionate presence. Bhavato Subhadrishtito, your casting glance of auspicious glances is what is dehe grihe, in my body and in this house and the palace and the kingdom rajye shantir me vartate sada. All the time it's peaceful. There is nothing to complain. Everyone is happy because you saint-like person, Shanta Bruto, you such sage full of austerity and meditation, and you are all doing thinking for the good of welfare of us under your umbrella, as if king is under the umbrella of holy sages like Shanta Bruto. So now he says, now is the question. Our Gita says, when a holy man comes, you have to treat him. How? Guru and holy man. How to do? When you see a holy man, pranipatena, fast pranipato. Fast salute. Be humble at the feet of the holy man or your guru. Pranipatena. Then pariprashna, the question. Second thing is that don't only think that lying down at the feet of guru will do anything. No. But pariprashna, ask question. Ask spiritual question. How we can overcome the ignorance, what is your internal problem in spiritual life. Ask those questions. And then third, just do some activity what will please him. Because he will be kind towards you. And if he, and then nowadays Google can be guru, no? So don't need to be a human guru. But no, sorry. Google guru may be there, but human guru has a place in it. Most important place. That is not God. But I'm saying, early days, all the Google was in the heart of the holy people. They carry the wisdom. They carry the knowledge. So if they don't tell us, we don't know anything. So it depends on His grace. So that's why in early days, and also their lifestyle was very austere. And their food was not available easily. Firewood is necessary to continue their havanam, home of fire. Ghee is necessary, milking cow is necessary. So a boy, a good student, will have to help the guru. Otherwise, he will go for milking the cow and then collecting the firewood and then making the dough. And Shishya will be saying, Guru, I am in the japa. The story, let me tell the story. The story is that the guru, a boy came to be a monk or to be a disciple of a guru. And when he came, he is a lazy guy. But so he said, when guru get up in the morning and he is doing all the activities and he's asking, come. And he came up and then he started now to prepare the morning breakfast. He's asking, come now to do. No, sir, what can I do? You have given the mantra. I am on the japa. I am on the rosary. The guru said, okay, Baba. So what to do? Guru now fixing the breakfast and all these things. And then he said, hey, do help me to make the milk hot or something like that. Guru, I am in the rosary. I am. Then third time Guru said, Are Baba, now food is ready, come and eat. How many times I can ignore my Guru's instruction? So he left the japa and came and eat. So this is the point that Guru Seva is essential because Guru's grace will dawn on those who feel that he is sincere seeker. What real teachers they want, that the sincere seeker wants to know God. Those rather than who come for personal seva, that is one thing. But main thing is that who listens to the Guru's words and follows the instruction and is just practicing that spiritual discipline and bringing him in the awareness of the divine within. That is Guru Seva. Anyhow, so Pranipatta was the first give up this king stood out of his throne, offered the seat to him, then washed his feet, and then poured prasna. Now he says, Pranipatyo tatu rajan vinaya vanata punaha kritanjali puto prabha prahotam munishattamam. Then this Santabrata Muni, the king then asked this question. Therefore, again, king offered the salutation to the great sage, and he said, what he said? Sutva Suta Bhavat Prasadeno Tattvarta Sudapura Idaning tu Srutumichami Jacha Saratarang Prabhu Sutva Tatkrita Krittasyang Kripaya Vadame Mune. So, by your grace, I have heard from you in the past. Whenever you visited, you gave some instructions. I have heard from you before. Others will say, what? This is there. Every day they are talking about Atman, Brahman, God, this, that. What to hear anymore? No? No, the king is saying, no, I have heard it many times, but I have not yet been able to absorb it. So, but your grace, by your grace, Bhavat Prasad, Sutta, I have heard, Tattvartang, the message of the truth, Pura, in the past. Idaning, now again, the nectar-like words about the absolute truth I have heard before. But now again I do desire to hear those most precious words. Therefore, Sotumichami, I still want to listen that message of spirituality. Therefore, kindly tell me, O sage, listening to which I shall feel that I have attained the purpose of life. Tato krita kritasyam, I will be fulfilled. I feel that my human life, my existence has a meaning and purpose, and I am fulfill my mission of life. So that's why the Shastra is recalled again and again, again and again. We have to listen to the same thing. What is there? And Guru gives the mantra. Look at that. What everyone we do, our tradition. Guru gave me one small mantra, no? This small, right, it is this much. And you are doing practice every time. You may say, I have done so much, why to do more? If it has not done any effect, what is the use of doing? No. Avritti rasakrit upadeshat. In the Brahma Sutra, there is a aphorism which is called Avritti Asakrit Upadeshat. Avritti, repetitive practice. Reading the same Vivek Chudamani, reading the same Aparakshanubhuti, reading the same Shanti Gita. Again and again and again. The Rama, that is the beautiful statement in the Yoga Vasishta. Janmantara Satabhasta Rama Samsara Samastiti. Tang Bina Obhasa Yogena Bina Napakshiyate Kachit. You are thinking that you will get out of the bondage. How you have entered into the world. Thinking this as real. Janmantara, not in this life. In previous life. I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. I will eat, I will eat, I will sleep, I will do, I. And you did that so many lives and lives. And now it has Janmantara Shatabhasta, Rama, O Rama, Samsara Sanasthiti. The samsara is true and you are established in the samsara. Shatu, that samsara sthiti, this entanglement into the world, that feeling the truth, only the reality as here, chiro abhyaso, you have to counteract. Holy Mother said, no, when you release the kite and the thread, no? As the thread goes, to measure how high it goes, they used to color the thread 100 feet or 200 feet, one stage, another stage, another stage. So as it goes in the color, when you try to bring back it, you have to rotate the opposite direction. I am the body, I am the body. Now you say, I am not the body, not the body, not the body, not the body. I am the Atman, I am the Atman, I am the Atman. So say, Janmantara Satabhasta Rama Samsara Samsthiti Sa to Chiro Obhyasa Yogeno Bina, without Chiro Obhyasa. Chiro means constant Obhyasa, repeated Obhyasa, and long period of practice. This counteracting will not be possible. That means you will not be established in the Atman. We were established in our Atman, and we have now established ourselves in the body and mind and the world, so real. Anything happens now in the world, we'll be crying and jumping. But what about my realization of God? One night passes another, and who is crying for that? Ramakrishna was a fool. He used to cry when the sun used to set. He used to cry, Yare, I am in this world. I have not realized myself, or my oh mother, you have not revealed to me. But we are very happy. One day goes, I sleep well. I have done this, I have accomplished this, I have did this. And then another morning comes, okay, another day goes, another day goes. Ah, that's why it should be, practice should be done. So he said that I have heard it, but I want to hear from you again to just so that my purpose, the meaning and purpose of life is God realization or knowing the self will be fulfilled. Now, hearing all this praise from the king, then the rishi says, Shanta Brata, he then started to address the king. Shanta Bratuvacha, he said, Sinurajan Prabhakshami Sharangujjatamang Param Yaduktang Vasudevena Parthayo Shoka Shantai. Oh, you know, oh Rajan, oh king, Sinu, listen. Prabhakshami, I am telling you in details. Saram, essential truth. Gujam, secret. Gujatamam, most secret. And the supreme truth. What is that truth? Yaduktam, which has been spoken by Vasudevena Parthayo. By Vasudeva means Krishna, to Partha, the Arjuna. Shoko Shantai, for appeasing or removing the pain of bereavement, shoka, grief. So, oh, listen, O king, I shall relate to you the essence of the extremely secretive spirit supreme truth, which was spoken by Vasudeva to Arjuna for removing his overwhelming grief. Now, what is that overwhelming grief? That will come to next. But important point that you think, see what the Lord Krishna taught to remove the despondency, the grief, the bereavement of Arjuna when his son Abhimanyu was killed on the 13th day in the war. And unethically, it is breaking all the rules of norms of war. And that, when this message came to Arjuna, he totally was devastated and lost all interest in fighting anymore. Like the first time, Arjuna was very much despondent, and the second time it happened. Now, Shanti Gite iti vikhyata Sada Shanti Pradayini. Shanti Gita iti Bikkhata. This is famous. Its name is Shanti Gita. Sada Shanti Pradayini. Sada Shanti Pradayini. All the time who reads this, his mind should be established in peace. It gives, bestows Shanti. Pura Sri Guruna Datta. It has been coming to me how I heard from my Guru. I listened to my Guru. So Guruna Datta, that has been given to me, this Shanti Gita, the treasure, this no wisdom, this knowledge, Kripaya Paraya Muda. My Guru has given me this wisdom, this knowledge, this Shanti Gita, because there is no textbook, there is no writing, it is not in the iCloud, nothing can be done, all in the memory. So you get to from your Guru and memorize. That's why memory was so sharp in the early those days. Even now, you go to South Indian Brahmins, those who are Vedic chanters. So how they remember thousands of verses? You start on one point and continue. They remember even Rig Veda, Samo Veda, Jajur Veda, Atharva Veda. That's why their name is Divedi. One Veda, one expert. I don't know, Eko Vedi. And then he is a master in two Vedas to memorize in their brain. It's in their brain, nothing you can find in Vedas anywhere. Two Vedas they call Divedi. Their surname becomes Divedi. Two Vedas. They are proficient in memorizing and expressing the two. Just we read the Gita in the book. We read. They don't need any book. Just like that, they will put their hand like that and they will chant all the verses. And then Trivedi, then Chaturvedi. Trivedi means three Vedas, Chaturveda means four Vedas. Wow, what a brain! I asked one time in Nadivu temple that the priest, he first time went long back to give a class there. And the Pandit, that priest started talking with me in Sanskrit. I cannot speak Sanskrit. So I said, no, I cannot speak Sanskrit, but I can understand a little bit, but I cannot speak. Then he said, I said, what Vedas you have read? The Rig Veda or Shama Veda. So they said, Shama Veda, can you chant? But yes, I can chant. I memorized the whole Shama Veda. Shama Veda whole, well, yes. How many years it took? 10 years it took for them to, and every day rigorously, hours and hours, chanting. They live a different life. No? I went to Kaladi and I found that there is school even now, the small kids, 7, 8, 9 years old. The teacher is no book, sitting in a floor with a small stool in the front and with his hand gesture. Isha Vashyam Idagum Sarvai Yatkincha Jagat. Only up and down, and the children are chanting like no book, nothing. So that is the book Vedas are kept. That's why he is mentioning my Guru, by graciously gave me this Shanti Gita, and which is Paraya Muda, and it is always delightful to delightfully he has given me teachings of well-known Shanti Gita.
But because this sage took the resolution of teaching Shanti Gita, that is why his name is Shanta Pratam.
Maybe, that may be. Shanti and Shanto, you can match, but maybe. So anyhow, that says Shanti, Shantabrata is now Shanti Gita is memorized, and this is now destroyed. Tanti Bakshami Rajendro Rakshita Jatnato Maya Bhavad Mittu Saya Rajan Bhavat to Buhut Sayami Rajan Sinusha Avahitastiro. Now Tante Bakshami Rajan, O Raja Indra, king among the kings, supreme among the kings, Rajendra. I have kept that as a treasure in my heart. So many years I have kept it inside. So, Bhavat Bhuvutsaya, for because of your desires to know, that's why, O Rajan, O King, Sinusha, listen, with Avahita Sthira, Sinusha, Avahita, being attentive, not like us. Uh, just listen, listen, okay, it goes here and goes out. He is saying, no, Srinusha Avahita Chitta. Very concentratedly focus on this, what I am going to relate, and I have kept it with much love and affection. My Guru has kindly given to me graciously, and I have the secret treasure. That's why it is secret treasure. Why this to keep it also important? Because unless the student is very serious and sincere, don't, Christ said, don't throw your pearls among the swines. The Holy Mother said there was what you call the great gem. It was gem, and it was there in the village and in the bathing ghat. And the ladies used to go, they thought it is a stone. So they used to rub their feet to make their callous things go out of their feet. They do not know. But one day, one jeweler came and he understood the value of that. So, if you give the most valuable thing to anyone who have no sense of that, who is not ready for that, it is a waste. Rather, it is misuse sometimes. That's why previously, though it has turned to a different direction, it's called Udhikari Bada. It has become a bane for a, the growth of the civilization because only Brahmin's son will read this and only Kshatriya cannot read. We are all Vaishyas, we cannot read. We are all Nandachas, we cannot do. And that is gum. That is really not the point. You have the Brahmin equality, you are Brahmin. That's the Vedic idea, that's the Gita's idea. So that is the sincere student, that is the qualification of the student. So he is talking about that you are a qualified person, but at the same time you need to pay attention. Otherwise, you will not. So that was the Shantabrata Rishi told the king what is called the I'll now go to teach you what about this, what my guru got from my guru. Hmm. Now, what has happened? Now this Grantharam, this book, what I say, just for your reference, though she said this Shanti Gita, very popular, I want to say, maybe that time it was popular, but you don't find it in the Mahabharata, neither in the Bhagavata. It is where it is, and some reference we found in that book, Mahabharata. One place Shanti Gita name is mentioned, but probably it has not been incorporated into any print. But one copy was found in an old book, searching on the Google. Google is get help to us. And actually,
In Sanskrit document they are there.
Sanskrit document. So she found out Sanskrit document. And she said that, okay, this book is that, why not? Amali Baba, new book, again I have to study. But anyhow, that is good for me to study the book and is my benefit. And that's why this book is not translated into English. There is no running translation, there is no explanation. We have only with much research we found one Bengali edition. Oh, long back somebody has printed out and one Pandit, and that is not available, but you can find out online, but no English version. So I tried to, for my own benefit, I did it to what for what meaning and a running translation, and this explanation not yet added with it, but at least I have an idea that the original Sanskrit word for word meaning and running meaning, at least that can be published and that can be at least available to others. So that was the idea of starting this, as reading this book. It is for my benefit, and I really am happy that I could get a chance to look through this book. So now here starts the first chapter of the Shanti Gita. Shanti Gita has 7 chapters, and this first chapter it is giving the context. As I said, the war of Kurukshetra was going on, and Bhagavan Krishna gave to Arjuna the teaching when he was despondent at the very beginning, seeing the army, array of army, and also seeing that your own people, how to kill, is it ethical? Very, very serious question of life. To kill your own grandsire, whom you respect, to kill your own and knee, what you call, all close relation, blood relation here. So it is difficult, and then he got that Gita, Bhagavad Gita, we get because of that. Now, after that, anyhow, the war started again, Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna got back to his war strength and then fought and fought every day. So many things are going on. And 13th day, his son was killed. And when that news was uh, not revealed to him first, but when he came to know, then he totally lost his all interest in continuing the war and just to surrender. Then is this came. So, Prathamadhyaya, here starts. What the verse says? Yuddhe binihate putre shoka vyuhalam arjunam drishtva tang bodhayamaso bhagavan madhusudana. So, Yuddhe binihate putre, when the son, observing Arjuna, overwhelmed with the grief, when his son Abhimanyu was killed in the war between Kurus and Pandavas, the Lord Madhusudana comforted him with such awakening words. But he said, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, like Bhagavad Gita. King Sochasi Shakhe Partha Vismitosi Puroditam Murha Prayo Vimuktosi Magnosi Shokashagare. Very simple. King Sochasi Shakhe. Why are you lamenting? Why are you feeling so much bereaved? Oh, my friend Arjun, eh? Sakha, oh, my friend Partha, Bismrito Osi. Did you forgot? Puroditam, what I have told you before? Dear friend Partha, you have forgotten that Murhapraya, like you became like a fool. You don't be moved, bewildered, and you are Magnosi, you have been drowned into the ocean of what you call Shoka, bereavement and pain. So, Kim Sochasi, why are you lamenting? Dear Partha, being bewildered and sinking in the ocean of grief, why are you lamenting almost like an ignorant person? One, forgetting your noble counsel that was taught in the past. You know, I have given you the Bhagavad Gita, and you understood that. Again, you are getting drowned into the ocean of. That's the point. Even those who have the Hisi, Arjuna already got the Vishwarup darshan. No, it's not a matter of joke. People say, I have darshan, darshan. You have seen something. That will not do unless further is there to, to abolish all our egocentric idea. One should dive deep into the depth of experience. And then, so long in the body identity comes back again. So he says, I have told you this message in my Bhagavad Gita. You have seen me, and me is the whole universe. I have already killed them. You just be an instrument. All these things, you have the knowledge. I told you in 700 verses in the Bhagavad Gita. And now you have become totally forgetful about that, and you have drowned yourself into ignorance because your son is being killed. Maike Sattavaj Jnanam. Acha, dear friend Partha, being bewildered, and you sank into the ocean of grief, why are you lamenting almost like an ignorant one? and forgetting the noble counsel that was taught in the past. That's why it is said, Ramakrishna also said, that the parrot, you can teach him Krishna, 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 Krishna. Huh? There are parrots you teach whatever, he will repeat that within short period. Krishna, Krishna. But Ramakrishna said, when the cat catches the neck, then what noise comes out? Da, da, da. So we can say, I am Brahman, I am Atman. You give me a little poke, poke me. So I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. Why did you do that? I am not. It's where is I am not the body, not the mind, you are saying. And a little testing, push. Then, you can say me this way, I am totally lost. How can you do that? I will not do this. I will. All anger, frustration comes. This is the this is the play of the Maya. Talking will not do. It has to be much deeper. So he says, Mudha Prayo, like a fool who has forgotten his identity. Vimugdho, totally overwhelmed. Magnoshi, you have been sunk into the moha shoko sagare, the ocean of bereavement and pain. Why? Maike Suttavajganam. Maya, in the objects of the Maya, which is flittering, which is not there, which is appearance. And Suttavajganam. You are thinking it is Satta. That knowledge you are, and that is the cause, Soko Moha Karanam. Soka Mahasa Karanam, cause of your Soka, bereavement. And this attachment is for what? Because you are making a mistake. You are making Satya, which is not Satya, which is not true. You are seeing that as true. Because everything in the universe, what you see, it is Maya. And that we all know, you always analyze. Come, Bing Vedanta, you can talk 1 hour on this subject. This is Maya? We can doubt. But your experience says this is Maya. You go to sleep now. Where goes your this experiential world? With your anxieties, worries, tension, or high, great white, high, great in accomplishment, joy, jumping in pride. Where does it go? Just to sleep. This visible universe vanishes. No, it does not vanish. It remains for others. Well, others I am not concerned. You talk your own experience. And dream also is there. But both vanish when you go to sleep. So what is true? Is this true or that true or that true? We go back to the story of that king Janaka. He saw that big story that he saw that in the dream that he was attacked by some other king, and he was defeated, and Janaka was running away with his all the court people and also wife and children, and to flee away from the country. And the newly king who has conquered, he declared his head. Any way I can get the head of the Janaka, will be given $1 billion like that, or something. And then he saw running away, and then the other military force trying to catch. And this story goes on. Then he lost his wife, then children, and gold, and everything. And it was coming to chop his head. And then, as he was like that, his dream broke. And then he started in the morning, got up, and there is the musicians. They play the music to bring the king out of his sleep. No, it's called early morning. There were musicians in the Nahavat, like in our Dakshineshwar, the music tower, and that is in the early morning. The Lord will rise up. So the kings used to get that type of people to sing for them. And then on one side, he's hearing that this play of the kings to come out of the sleep. And another side, he was bewildered. He said, is this true? Or is that true? It became so deep, so impressive in the mind, he could not make any distinction. Is this true? I am hearing. Is this all the court people, my wife, my queen, the queen? She's asking to the queen, is this real or that real? Queen could not understand what she's talking about. Really, and the ministers asking, is this real or that real? Is this real? And continued. And he became like a mad person. And then Astavakra, the king, saw that there is a man coming with 8 bends like that. He's a sage. His name is Astavakra. That's why Astavakra Samhita, that book. And Astavakra entered, and the king was saying, is this real or that real? He gave the response. This is as real, that is also that much reality. Your dream world is so real as your this gross world is so real. That means if you say it is real, all real. If you say, hey, this is also unreal, that is also unreal. And find out who. That's why Yostavakro talks about all this Jagrat, Samana, Susukti and beyond. The transcendental is force and more emphasis on that side of it. Ajatapad. Almost creation is not there. That type of philosophy, higher philosophy. So here says, your problem is here, not the son is killed or who has killed and this and that. In the dream you can say, see, that the Janaka saw that he had war and fought and he was defeated and he's running away. And he's serious, as serious. And he could not make any distinction with waking experience and the dream experience. So, Maike, main cause for all of us. Maike Sattvaja Jnana. What is Maya? And I am thinking it is the truth, Sattvaja Jnana. Sukha Mohasya Karanam, that is the cause of Sukha and Moha. Tang Buddhosi, you are an enlightened person. And Dhirosi, you are a man of wisdom. Shokam Taktva, Sukhi Bhavo, be happy. Throw away your bereavement. Because it is just a mere show. In the laser beam, you go to Disneyland, who went to Disneyland? You can see that every day they show in the air, no? The laser beam. And there's so many play going on and this and that. Are they real? Because you see. Because you see it is real. You see, your eyes are seeing. You cannot deny that. My eyes are seeing this world. Is it real? Because you see it does not give you the guarantee that it is real. It is, if it is real, it should be past, present, and future all the time. It will be there in your consciousness. What is in your consciousness in the past, present, and future? What is there in waking, dream, and dreamless state? There's nothing in the universe. These are all invalid experiences. And when you are in waking state, you say waking state is true. When you go to dream, you say dream state is true. When you go to sleep, sleep is true. And when you come back again, this rotation of it is like every day making a circle. Sometimes spending 24 hours divided, we spend say 8, 10, 12 hours or 13 hours, 14 hours in waking experience. Dream experience is little bit and sleep experience. And again, cycle is going on. And this is true, that is true. And we are so much indebted into it, ingrained into it. Whenever we see, that is the truth. Only that's why Dog Buddhosi, you are an enlightened person and intelligent person. Dhirosi, your wisdom is established. Shokam Taktva Sukhi Bhava. You want to be happy? Give up your shoka. Sansare maike ghore satta bhave no mohita mamata baddhu chittosi deho vimana jogataha. Samsare maike, in this samsara or this changeful universe of Maya, ghore, in deep dark ignorance, sutta bhavena mohito. You have become charmed, thinking it is all true. Mamata baddha chittosi, your chitta, your mind is baddha, is bound with the rope. What is the rope? Mamata, me and mine. Shankaracharya's the wonderful person, no? That introduction. Ahamidam, mamaidam, iti naishargiko ayam loko vyavahara. Aham and mama. The two problems of spiritual life is aham and mama. Ahamidam, ahamidam, mamaidam, this is mine. This is mine. That is mine. This is mine. And this whole world is that. Ahamidam, mamaidam. When there is aham, no aham, and no mama, that's why Swamiji explained in a modern language, unselfishness is God. Selfishness is worldliness. Selfishness is death. Because you are concentrating on ahamidam, mamaidam. Me and mine. My house, my car, my money, my bank balance, my this, my. And me. This whole Maya is there.
Even Shanti said that my liberation, you will go to
Huh?
heaven. If you think about my liberation,
Yeah, that is the highest level even. If you say that I will be liberated more earlier than you, that is selfishness. That is the highest point. But point is that how to this I and mine, me and mine, creates all types of. See, when we run me and mine, today newspaper you open or you go to the TV and check it. How many people are killed and brutally things are going on? You read that dispassionately, is it not? You don't feel the pain in your heart. Ah, but if my friend, my close relative, my somebody is in the picture and he is having that bad time, you will cry immediately, you will be anxious, your blood sugar will go up. The same person. Another, if the killing or torturing or troubling somebody is the cause of my suffering, it should do for everyone. No. Mine is attached to it, me is attached to it, that is the problem. If it is not there, we read how many newspaper we read, how many stories we are reading. We read the history, how many times India was attacked by aggressive people, how many temples were destroyed. I read as a history. But if someone comes here today and enters here, what will happen? It's a better identity. This is a sign, our sign. But me should go to our. Our should go to the universal. That is the point. Spirituality is hold there. So it's a beautiful idea. Samsare maike gore sattu bhavena mohito mota baddha chittosi deho vimana yogato. So, dear friend Partho, being bewildered and sinking in the ocean of grief, why are you lamenting almost like an ignorant one, forgetting the noble counsel that was taught in the past? That was verse 2. And third says, the conviction that the objects of Maya are real is a cause of grief that is indeed a delusion. You are intelligent and wise. Be happy by giving up the bereavement. That means this is a conclusive word. To be happy, give up bereavement. Give up attachment. No one is yours. Who is yours? Even in realistic life, who is mine? Just one person have so many friends and relatives and everyone, and who is dying. What is the relationship? The world will remain here, and the soul will have to live. Who is whom? You might say, I. No, where is I? Where is mine? This is all fictitious. In the mind it is working. So that's why that you should be happy and giving. And fourth verse, what he did, as a consequence of identifying the capital self with the body, you have become deluded and entangled with the idea of me and mine, taking objects of this terrible illusory world to be real. So don't do that. So we have done few verses. It is the same Vedantic teaching. So we'll start from the big verse number 5 next day. No question. Very good. We'll end quickly. This story. So story is. It would be. Huh. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So tomorrow will be Medhananda Swami will be speaking on what the topic is there.
Gospel of Shiva.
Gospel of Ramakrishna. Okay, thank you. So tomorrow 7:30 Gospel of Ramakrishna Swami Medhananda.